Because you know what time it is for. It's time for Ben's Marvel Calendar of the Week.
Marvel's what?
Yay.
Marvel's what?
Marvel Calendar of the Week.
He's a Ben's Marvel
Just
Calendar of
to
the
cut
Week.
you off real quick, I was editing a video a few weeks ago, and Nate goes like this. And while he was trying to talk, and I took that one scene, I just kept it repeating, so he was going.
Please tell me you saved it.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh,
Come on!
I just did it for to laugh at. It was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay.
So with the upcoming Avengers 3 Infinity War being split and divided into two different movies, there is a theory that's going on now from this point. What's happening in these movies?
Therium?
It's not thorium. But what they're talking about is that only one Avenger is going to survive. Now, this is what I've read from a couple articles. Now, the thing is, they said in this story here is confirmed by James Gunn, which is one of the lead directors of the Avengers, is that Avengers 4 will start a new MCU story. Now, this is my conspiracy and my thought on what's going to happen. Now, you're aware that there are multiple universes in the MCU. Mm-hmm. So you know that there's Miles Morales, there's Gwen Spider, then there's Peter Parker Spider-Man.
It's similar to Flashpoint.
Okay, so my theory is this, is that everything you've seen from this point on is being shown to the Avengers, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, everyone, from this point on, through the reality gem from the third Avengers film. Now, everyone is going to be fighting for this reality gem for the Infinity Gauntlet. Now, my thought process goes like this. Yes, they could all die at the end of the Avengers 3. But the reason why they can go on from Avengers 4 and on is because the alternate universes. So the alternate universes know that there are other universes like theirs, but bipolar opposite. Instead of having Thor being a man, Thor's a woman. So you could be getting the same...
There's going to be a crossover.
Crossovers,
Yeah.
basically. So my theory is, yes, I think some of the Avengers are going to die, but I think the reality gem is the cause of it, though. And because Thanos has it, he's basically going to make it look like everyone's dead, but they're not dead. So they now, because they can't keep the same actors all the way through, they're going to have to recast everybody. So that's why
It's kind of like a reboot. Because I read, like with him, I read an article, and I don't know how true it was, but they said in one of the movies there was a time warp, whatever, of an alternate universe, and Wolverine came through.
Yeah.
Now, we all know that in the MCU, Wolverine's dead. He died.
Yes.
All right, but yet now I'm an avid comic book collector. I know that they have comic books out there about the old Wolverine, the old man.
Yeah.
You know, and so I have to agree with them. I think that the Gauntlet is created in the Infinity Stone. It's creating all these universes starting to merge, and
to one more.
right, and then Iron Man, and Tony Stark, and Thor, and the Hulk, and whatever, they're gonna die.
But reality is, they're not dead, because that reality gem is placing an image of what he wants you to see in that time frame.
Yeah.
So I'm in a conspiracy thought process that, like I said, at Avengers 4, when they basically spin off of the original Avengers to a different team, that it's going to be new Avengers, new actors, new everything, in a different alternate universe.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can see them actually continuing from this point, because they can't recast at that point.
Yeah, you can't bring Hugh Jackman back as the Wolverine. You're going to have another character to play him, because in this universe he died. So that's the only way the MCU will be able to continually make the money that they're making by having these universes cross over, and then the original cast die and bring up
Which-
these new characters from an alternate timeline.
Which brings me to the topic of Spider-Man. Okay? Well, you know I'm always on the topic of Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire.
They really need to stop this nonsense, Johnny Webb says.
Yep.
I'm always on the topic of Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and Tobey
Who?
Maguire. All right? They're all in this. They're all Spider-Man. They all still exist in the universe. They're just different Spider-Mans in different universes.
Because if you think about it, Spider-Man, there are alternate Spider-Mans out there. There was
Would that make them Spider-Men?
yeah, because actually there was a comic book where they actually had all of the Spider-Men come to one.
Yeah.
All right. There was actually a couple of them that are women.
Silk.
Silk, Madam Web. She's the one that controlled the Spider Universe, I guess you'd want to call it.
But that's my conspiracy on the Avengers, and that's how the only way I can think that can happen. Because
And they all suck too,
Yeah.
Johnny Webb says. They just all suck.
Because you know about like the alternate universes and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
you go sci-fi stuff like that. I mean,
And then the if there's also like with most people in the comic books, the if universe.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, it's just like what's that movie, Dark Tower?
yeah,
You know, the guy's coming from a different universe, a different realm. You know?
yeah. Now the one thing, okay, the one thing I want to know is what's every speculation? Who are the Avengers that are going to survive?
none of them.
From what I understand, it was supposed to be like one that I'm aware of.
One.
But see now, he's more in tune to the more current ones. I know from back in the day that they died and Captain America survived. But again, they brought it back because it was an alternate universe and Captain America was Krill.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep, yeah.
So, I think Captain America could be the one who survives, but at the same time, I also think that they're going to go in the oddball because by speculations, the Chris Evans, who's playing, is that the person I'm thinking of, playing Captain America?
Mm-hmm.
He's basically almost done with his contract, and the only way they could possibly end his contract properly
Is to kill him.
is to kill him off or put him into the state of a coma where someone takes the mantle of Captain America,
Which would be Falcon.
Falcon or Winter Soldier or the Punisher, because the Punisher took his mantle
Yeah,
too.
he did. You're right.
There's multiple people
Well,
who
that's
do
not.
it.
I don't think that'll happen.
No,
Not the Punisher.
no, but at the same time, it's got that option. But and again, back in my day, they didn't have all that. Now they're playing all this, and I know Johnny Webb says they should stop all this nonsense. Yeah, they should, but at the same time, it's making them billions. Are you
Oh, yeah.
kidding? They're not going to stop.
Yeah.
And then now, at the same time, it's giving them the creative licensing to be able. Thor's a good example. Ragnarok, Thor dies, and he's supposed to be returned. In the comic books in Ragnarok, he was by Pym and Tony Stark. They created a cyborg similar to Ultron, but in the likeness of Thor to replace Thor because Thor died. But he went crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, what does everybody speculate? Where Avengers 4? What's the opening scene?
The thing is, like Avengers 3 is you can't tell per se, because the way I look at it though is they're talking about killing off every character in Avengers 3. Now, if they're gonna do it to this set storyline, they have to, and I only get to say this, they have to go off the fact that Thanos is using the reality gem, and he's placing that image of a reality with all the Avengers dead except one to that one surviving Avenger. That's the only way it's gonna work.
Yeah, and if you recall, I think in one of the Avenger movies, they actually did show how the reality gem worked because one of them was I forgot who it was. Ultron used it.
Thor was in a pit, like or something like that. No, that was a dream
that's
sequence.
a dream. Yeah, no, but it was used at one time. But I think they're killing because these guys they're making millions off these movies and they're pretty much tired and done with doing it.
Yeah, the actors are. Yeah,
they want to retire and move on.
And,
For example, that they're going to bring in these new characters by doing this crossover. Who says Thor's not going to be a woman? I see it in the comic book.
Yeah, that's true. The Avengers 4 could open up with the one guy who still wants to be a part of it.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he wakes up and everybody's alive again, but it's all new actors.
Exactly.
And this is where I bring up the topic of Wolverine 2, because Wolverine dies at the end of Old Man Logan. And
What?
Yeah.
And yes, I ruined it. Spoiler. But
yet in the movie, if you think about it, in the movie when they did that, they cloned him, and he was actually fighting himself.
yes,
Okay. But the thing
Kind of cloned him. He was kind of weird looking.
no, it was him.
I know.
But the fact is that he didn't have all the knowledge that Logan had.
yeah.
Okay, so somehow they got to bring Logan back. They're going to clone him or whatever. Now I know Logan technically had a daughter and a son. All right, the daughter actually both of them, they were actually clones, you would say,
Yeah.
of Wolverine, but they really don't get too far in the long run. But it's just, I don't know. I gotta shut because I can keep going on.
Well, and to the topic of Wolverine, the reason why I bring it up with the Avengers 4 and Wolverine is because Fox, Avengers, and MCU are like this. They're very tight bonded right now. Now, they're trying to bring Wolverine back now. Who's to say that he's not going to come back in the Avengers at this point? They can bring him back with an Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
That's all they have to do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
if they let it loose. That's if they let that happen.
Or they'll
could-
bring in a different Wolverine from another universe.
Well,
the
no,
other
no,
one,
I'm talking
one universe is dead.
just the Wolverine, the X-Men franchise into the Marvel
yeah.
film universe is going to be very difficult.
Well, no, but they
Like
well-
Sony did it with Spider-Man, but I don't know. I think that the whole X-Men thing is very tight.
But what happened was, and the thing is that now, if you go back to when the X-Men was made compared to when the Avengers was made, they become so tight with each other that they want to work with each other now.
I don't know
Sony-
about Fox.
Sony and Fox and MCU are all attached with the Spider-Man movie. They were all attached to it.
It's kind of like how there's never going to be a Hulk movie because
there's a reason behind
Universal
that.
owns it.
Well, that's one reason, but the reason behind it is because it was a big flop all the way through.
Well, yeah.
Well, which one? All of them or what?
Well,
But you know, if they made a Mark Ruffalo one, it would be fantastic.
the last Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Ruffalo.
The last Hulk movie I liked. I did like that rendition. Although I didn't like the original Hulk movie.
It was
Hulk.
horrible.
It was more
With the dogs.
But the only thing about that one I liked about that one is it felt more comic booky because it kind of had a comic book feel. Like
Yeah, but the story was horrible. It was so bad.
Oh, the story was disgusting.
It was so
What
bad.
about the 80s TV show? I really enjoyed that. I don't know why, but I did.
Oh, the one that had Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah.
That was like a drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to cry at the end of every episode because
When
that
he was
music.
walking away with the
Yeah.
backpack.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with the original TV series, but they're never attached to the MCU.
No, they're not.
I think when they brought out the TV series with Lou Ferrigno, I think that was just their attempt to try a series and see how it would go from a comic
Yeah.
book to a show.
But I don't think TV was really ready for it. That did
No.
well, actually, for the most part.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in general, it wasn't ready. We're in a time and age where it is ready.
well, it's just like
Yeah.
they did a Captain America one too, and that flopped. It-
Oh,
yeah,
they did
it-
Spider-Man one too, and it was really bad.
Yeah,
That was really bad.
That was really bad.
They did a standalone Nick Fury movie. Do you know about that one? You know who played Nick Fury? David Hasselhoff.
Yes.
Oh, gee.
I do
Wow.
remember that.
David Hasselhoff played Nick Fury, and I'm like, what?
I'm broken out.
Oh my God.
So there are some gems out there for Marvel movies, but in my speculation, like
and
I
there's
said,
a lot of theories out there as well. So
my theory stands at this point is that they're going through alternate universes. They have to at this point. That's the only way they can continue from this franchise
It's very true.
because new actors, new universe.
Johnny Webb wants no more Spider-Man movies. He liked the recent Hulk. He wants another Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah, there you
I'd
go.
love to see them redo a Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
Only if
definitely.
it has the same theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, just Morris, just to let you know, I agree comic books were much better than the series, but in this day and age, it's based on technology. It costs a lot to actually make a comic book, but at the same time, it costs a lot more for films, but you get more out of films in sales than you would a comic book.
Yes, the Nick Fury was both races. Johnny Webb. Yeah, he was black. He was white. He was both.
Yeah, Nick Fury. That was the issue I had with that because I thought when I seen it, some of the shows I know Nick Fury was white and the patch was on the left eye. Then some shows Nick Fury was black and the patch was on the right eye.
Now, is Nick Fury a title or is it his name?
That's his name.
Like how there's like a different 007. You know.
This just goes back to the multiple universes. So there could be
very
both
true,
versions.
there you
There could be both versions of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So here's a quiz for you, real quick. What's the other character who was black and white in different movies in the Marvel universe?
Spider-Man.
No,
Well, no. I'm talking Spider-Man, yes, but in movie series, Kingpin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Kingpin was black and white, and
Yeah.
in the comic book series he was white, but in the Daredevil Ben Affleck movie, which I thought was good, he was black.
Eh,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
now
remember the
he's,
name of
like,
that
dead.
actor, and he was a big guy too. He did a
I
good
think
job.
he died. He's
Yeah,
dead.
um,
Yeah, he did.
So, but all this goes back to if they want to actually keep everything consistent, they can just say, "Hey, there's multiple universes," and have all these people relevant.
Yep.
But you know it's going to cause hate and discontent.
Of course it will.
But you know what? I don't think Marvel cares because they're making millions and millions and millions off these movies.
Yeah, just like it's the same thing with like Star Trek Discovery now. People are pissed off because they're telling a part of a storyline about a ship that pretty much went out in obscurity and the technology with it in the Star Trek universe, so that the technology was never found again. That's why we never saw it again.
Yeah.
And that's how they're using it to tell the story with higher technology. And people are getting pissed off about it.
I have